going down to the harbor. The green light is turning in the fog. The tide is coming in slowly. And you don't have to follow any thought all the way home. If you want more nights like this, tap like, subscribe, and settle in. Close. I'll keep it slow. You lower yourself down onto the wide granite at the foot of the green light, and the stone takes your weight the way it has taken the weight of 100 years of sitting. And the cold comes up to meet you through your coat, and you let it, because you are dressed for it, because you came out here to be exactly this, a small, warm thing at the edge of a great, dark, moving one. The harbor sorts itself into its parts around you. There is the far shore, smeared and amber and half erased by fog. There is the black water beginning somewhere below your feet. And there, just above you, slow as a thing that has all night and the night after it, the green light wheels its pale wash out across the swell. Out and out until the fog drinks it, and then gone, and then back. You set one hand flat on the block. You can feel faintly under your palm the day's last warmth still held in the grain of the stone, leaving by the hour. And you press your hand a little flatter to keep it a moment longer. The other hand has already found the cuff of your coat without being asked. There is a thread there that has come loose, soft now from 1,000 small worryings, and your thumb and forefinger find it and roll it the way they always do, the way you don't notice until you catch yourself at it, and you catch yourself at it, and you smile a little in the dark, and you keep doing it anyway. The fog is on your face. The salt is the first thing. Salt over everything. And then, under the salt, the tar of the old dressed ropes and the timbers. And under the tar, the green-black breath of cold kelp lifting off the steps as the tide turns the weed over. And under all of it, almost gone, the Swedish ghost of diesel from the day's engines. Faint as a memory of a smell. You breathe it in. You breathe it out. You are not going anywhere. And the harbor, which does not know you are there, and would not change anything if it did, begins to talk to itself the way it does every night when the work is done. The moored boats at the inner quay lean against their fenders and knock. A soft, hollow, rubbery knock. Wood and rope and old tires, not quite regular. A knocking that starts and pauses and starts again as the inner water lifts them and sets them down. The Dare aluminum masts stand up out of them in a thin forest, and the halyards tick against the metal. A small, bright ticking that the little wind plays, and then forgets to play, and then plays again. Somewhere out past the channel, the bell buoy rolls on the swell and rings. Not on a beat, never on a beat. Just when the water decides to tip it. A round, soft note that comes when it comes, and across the whole dark width of the water, the far foghorn lets out its 2 low notes and waits, and answers itself. 2 notes and a wait, and an answer. Over and over, asking nothing back. You stop sorting them. You stop naming which is which. You just let the whole quiet orchestra happen at you, around you. None of it for you. And your shoulders come down off the place near your ears where they live. And you didn't even know they were up there until they weren't. You let your eyes go to the steps. The breakwater goes down to the water in a worn granite stair, and the lower steps are furred thick with weed, dark green going to black, slick the way only tideweed is slick, and the waterline lies across them somewhere in the dark, lifting and falling, lifting a little more than it falls. There is an iron ring set into the third step from the bottom, green with its own 100 years. The kind of ring a boat was tied to once, when the boats were smaller and the water came differently. And you think, idly, the way you think a thing you have no intention of holding yourself to, that you will stay until the tide reaches that ring. That'll be the place to stop. Not because anything waits on it. Not because the ring means anything. Just that it would be a nice, round place. A clean, small finish. The water touching the iron. And you'll watch it happen. And then you'll think about getting up. You already half know you'll be asleep against the stone long before the water climbs that far. You find you don't mind. You find that's almost the nicest part. To pick a finish you'll never reach, and let yourself off the hook of reaching it in the same breath. The green light goes out across the fog and comes back. The boats knock. Your thumb rolls the thread. Your eye drifts up off the steps and out, the way an eye will when nothing is asking anything of it. And it goes wandering across the harbor without you steering. The town lights along the far shore have stopped being windows and lamps and have become only a long, soft, amber smear, doubled in the fog, doubled again in the black water below, so that there is a row of warm blurs above and a row of warm blurs trembling beneath, and between them the dark. And you couldn't say where one shore ends. People are in those lights. People are turning down their beds and rinsing the last cup and switching off the last lamp. And you are out here on the cold stone, watching the glow they make from the outside. And there is no loneliness in it, only a kind of fondness. The fondness you feel for a thing you are near, but not inside. A lit window seen from a dark road. The fog takes every one of those lights and unmakes its edges and gives back only the glow, sourceless, the way it does the green wash overhead, so that the whole night is made of light, without anything you could point to as the lamp. Down by your feet, looped over the squat iron bollard, there is a mooring rope, tar dark and stiff with salt, coiled the way a working hand coils a rope, and a few beads of old salt water stand on the iron of the bollard, catching the green when the green comes round, going dark when it goes. You look at the rope a long time without thinking anything about it. You think about the breakwater instead, under you, around you, the long fitted arm of cut granite thrown out across the harbor mouth to stand between the open water and the sleeping boats. Hands laid these stones that are gone now. Hands that are 100 years of dust. And the stones have held. Storms have come over the top of this wall. Green water, white water, water with the whole black weight of the sea behind it. And the wall has stood and taken the sea's shoulder and given back stillness to the inner harbor. And inside it, the boats have slept through all of it. And you are sitting on 100 years of that holding. You are borrowing it. The same stone that takes the storm is taking, tonight, only you, lightly, your small warmth, your loose thread, your slow breath, and it does not feel the difference. And somehow that settles something low in your chest, that you are held by something that would not notice if you weren't, that asks nothing, that will be here breaking the water long after you have gone in and gone to bed and gone, eventually, the way the hands that laid it went. The wandering tires itself out the way it does. The far things go on being far. The foghorn answering itself. The amber smear trembling. The bell out past the channel ringing when the water tips it. And your attention, having gone all the way out to the edge of what it can reach, comes drifting back in toward your own hands, like a boat coming back to its mooring. The grain of the stone under your palm, the thread between your fingers, soft, overhandled. The fog cool on the backs of your hands and on your face, and staying politely outside the wool. The green light, when it comes round now, you feel as much as sea, a pale brightening behind your eyes, whether they're open or closed. And you've stopped being sure which they are. The boats knock. A halyard ticks. The world has gotten smaller and warmer and closer in, down to the length of your own arm. And the far harbor keeps on without you watching it. And it doesn't need you to watch. You remember the ring. You look down for it, slower now, your head heavier on your neck than it was. The tide has come up. Only the bottom step has gone under. The weed there is under black glass now. You can just make it out. Dark fur beneath dark water, gone smooth. The ring is still well above the line, dry, green, waiting in the wheel of the light. The water has climbed maybe a hand's width in all this time. So slow. Slower than a clock. Slower than watching anything is supposed to be. And you find that the slowness is the gift and not the wait. That the tide is not making you wait for anything. It is only showing you how slowly a patient thing can move. 1 inch. 1 slow inch. The weed disappearing a blade at a time. And you don't want it to hurry. You would not let it hurry if you could. You want it to take exactly as long as the sea takes. The light comes round, goes, comes round. You can't quite find the waterline anymore. It's down there. The fog has come in closer, or your eyes have gone soft, or both. And the dark water, and the dark weed, and the dark air have all agreed to be the same dark. And the line where the tide is lives somewhere in that agreement and won't be pinned. The lights have no sources now. The amber is only amber. The green is only a slow warmth that crosses and leaves. The not knowing where the water is a comfortable not knowing. The kind you don't try to fix. The last of the day's heat has gone out of the stone under your hand. And you notice it is gone. And you don't mind that either. The cold has come up into the granite, the way the tide comes up the steps. Slow, complete. And you are still warm inside the wool. And the cold can have the stone. And you can have the warm. And the harbor can have the dark. It is very quiet now in the way that a working harbor is quiet, which is not silence, but a few soft sounds with a great deal of room around them. A hull knocks. You hear it. A halyard ticks. Once, twice. The bell, somewhere out past the channel, when the swell remembers it. You have stopped telling them apart. You have stopped putting names to which boat, which mast, which note. They have become one slow, knocking and ticking and ringing thing. The sound the harbor makes when it is asleep, but still breathing. And you are inside that sound now, not listening to it, just inside it, the way you are inside the coat, the way you are inside the dark, warm against the granite. The light goes round. The harbor does not go anywhere, neither do you. You are not waiting for anything. There is nothing to catch, and no one waiting, and no reason to stand. And the knowing of that has stopped being a thought and become only a heaviness, a good heaviness, settling down through you the way the tide settles up the stone. The thread is still between your fingers, but your fingers have stopped rolling it. Your hand is just resting on the cuff now. Your head has found the place where it wants to be, tipped a little, the collar of the coat soft against your cheek, and the foghorn is a long way off and getting longer. 2 low notes, and a wait, and an answer. 2 low notes, a wait. The tide is still climbing. It is climbing right now in the dark, 1 slow inch at a time. The way it will keep climbing all night, whether or not anyone is awake to mark it. The ring is up there somewhere above the black water, dry, green, waiting, and you have stopped keeping track of how far below it the water has got to. And the water will reach the ring, or it won't, sometime in the small hours, long after you have gone soft and warm and heavy against the stone. And either way, the green light will keep going out across the fog and coming back, and the boats will keep knocking gently on their fenders in the dark, and the bell will ring when the swell tips it, and the harbor will keep breathing its slow salt breath all the way to morning. And that is enough. That is more than enough. That is everything. And you don't quite. Let the tide take the rest. If you want another sleep story, choose one before you drift off. Good night.